Hello, everybody. Welcome to the 20th episode of the Gentleman's Gank podcast. I'm Jonathan.
I'm Pierre.
I'm Dominic.
And I'm Tim.
I'm also just now realizing Jonathan has done the opening for the last 3 episodes.
Yep, y'all are
Have
just
any of us
really
realized we care
lazy.
yet?
And anyway, we're going to talk about some of the games we played on this Christmas break. Mostly this time being going to be Shadow of Mordor, which has proved to be actually a fun game, I would say.
It was publicized somewhat unfortunately, I think. It looks for all the world like an Assassin's Creed ripoff, even when you're watching gameplay footage of it. And it really isn't. It really doesn't play like that. It just looks, unfortunately, like
Well,
it.
you could play like that, but you really don't want to.
Yeah. That doesn't end well.
No. Nor does it end well to play it like a Batman game.
No, that doesn't go well either.
Like, if you try and play that game as an Arkham series game, you will find your ass kicked more often than not. Especially when the random chiefs decide to pop in for a visit.
One time I had to fight 6 of them at once.
I've done that. That's not pretty.
No, it's not.
It goes so wrong.
I just ended up climbing a tower and sniping at them for a half hour until they finally got bored and left.
I didn't get that option. I had pikemen. They were very
Ooh.
brutal.
Ooh.
Even worse are the unmountable pike captains.
Ah.
It's like, how do I deal with you? I can't get behind you.
I still haven't figured out how to deal with those.
You end up running and then assassinating them later, because usually those who are unmountable have a instant kill to stealth finishers. Or you send another captain to finish him.
I guess I must have just gotten a really unlucky one because one of these is a special kill this guy and you get a reward.
Oh. Yeah. That sucks. So have you actually reached the second area of the game yet?
Not yet, no.
Oh, that's the best part. Because that's when you get the branding ability and the ability to take on Graugs. Believe me, riding a Graug is pretty fun.
I'm sorry, can you say the name of that one more time for me?
Graug.
Sorry, I couldn't hear that. You were beery.
I wasn't.
Say it again?
It actually is pronounced Graug.
It
I
is.
know.
Graug.
I didn't say it wasn't, I just thought it was funny and I wanted to hear it again. I mean, we're not recording this, so.
Capital E, capital A, sports.
Sports.
Anyway,
So.
It's in the game.
Alright.
alright, this is getting too silly.
So
To be
what
fair-
does it alright, first off, one thing I want to know. How does it fit in the Lord of the Rings universe at all?
To a
Yes,
degree.
yes it does.
There
I think
is
it's-
one broken part of the story, and that's the fact that Celebrimbor technically is the wife of Galadriel. That is an established fact. Galadriel isn't dead. That is an established fact. Shadow of Mordor is playing close on that territory of whether or not they kill her in that, and it's making me uncomfortable.
Spoiler
Oh.
alert.
I guess hold off on judgment on that until one of us actually finishes the game.
Okay.
Yeah, let Tim finish. Then we'll decide whether or not it's breaking lore or not.
So far, I'm liking the lore. It seems to take place, what do you think, 40 years before The Hobbit?
I would say close to that, but just after, very shortly after the entire thing with The Hobbit, because you have the instance where Sauron
I'm
is
sorry.
pushed back
Wait,
to
wait.
Mordor.
It's
and he's
Hold on.
building
40
his army.
years
It takes place
after
40
years before The Hobbit, but after The Hobbit. Really?
No, wait, I was,
according to Pierre, 40
No, it
years
can't be
before the
possible to-
Hobbit.
no, because he's pushed back to Mordor sometime around The Hobbit, is he not?
No, he's always been pushed back into Mordor.
No, because he
Sauron?
was at
He was the necromancer
he was in
in.
the Doggle. What was it?
Old Guldur?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was pretty much just. Isn't that just south of Mirkwood?
It is in
It's in
Mirkwood.
Mirkwood, I think.
It is okay.
It is more
And-
southern than they went, though.
Yeah. Well, if Gandalf went on his own. But point is,
Well,
It- it points to like the entire necromancer thing. It kind of points that Sauron was pushed back to Mordor, where he then built his army beyond the Black Gate. He then takes the Black Gate, and then reclaims all of Mordor, and that's where you start with Shadow of Mordor.
Interesting.
I don't know if that's correct. I might be completely off base.
You usually are.
Yeah.
Whatever the case, it's sometime before the events of Fellowship.
Yes,
Yes, obviously.
that much is true. But Tim, you need to finish it.
Yeah.
The ending is very open ended, and it bothers me. It's not as open ended as Destiny, which was a bullshit ending. May I add?
Real quick, I'm just gonna beep. There, we can just edit that on top of here.
Okay.
So you're just gonna change voice halfway through?
No, we should just put rainbows over top of it.
I'll see which one covers it better.
Yes, it was rainbows.
Which was a bull rainbows ending.
No, just replace all of it with just rainbows. It was a rainbows ending.
Man, it just sounds like it was hella gay.
Rainbows was a rainbow.
I might just leave all of this in just for.
But
Yeah, thinking about it, you're definitely right. It can't be before the Hobbit because Gollum doesn't have the ring.
yeah.
To be
And
fair, he didn't
Why
have the
can't
ring during-
it be before The Hobbit? Oh. Oh.
because Gollum didn't
oh,
have the ring.
Okay, it was taken.
Yes, it was
You're
taken by
thinking
Bilbo.
before. You're thinking after The Hobbit, but before. No, I'm confused.
Pretty much, you have the men of Gondor watching over the Black Gate. Then the Black Hand of Sauron attacks the Black Gate, reclaims it, and you end up with this ranger that's cursed to half death.
Okay, so this is after The Hobbit. Okay.
Yes.
That's lame, because my favorite story from Lord of the Rings was the Shadows of Angmar.
Oh, that is a good
Yeah,
storyline.
yeah. Which King of the North? Because, man, was that an impressive campaign.
Yes.
When you can turn the armies of their dead against them,
Yeah.
when you can make every single one of their warriors that fall get back up and fight them. Yeah.
It's really fun for those battles because every time someone on their team dies, your army becomes more powerful and their army becomes less powerful.
Also,
And
so
so-
demoralizing.
Yeah.
Especially that point when they went into the royal graveyards, which were counted hallowed. Yeah.
Yeah. Good games.
Anyways, continue.
Yeah, continue with whatever bull rainbow story you were going on about.
I mean, the storyline has been pretty decent for the most part, and I have been enjoying slaying the Black Hand. Though I wish I didn't have to face almost all of the Black Hand so instantaneously.
Maybe you shouldn't have attracted so much attention.
No, maybe that's the point. The game has been trying to prepare you for that by sending 6 captains against you at once.
Yeah.
It's like with the original Assassin's Creed. The game spends the first 10 missions training you how to be an invisible, unseen ninja, and then the last two missions are straight up brawler.
Not entirely. I mean, you have you actually have to sneak up on the tower. The tower being
Ah,
one of the members of the Black Hand.
okay, I can see why you'd have to sneak up on him.
Yeah,
His name is the Tower.
His name is the Tower.
he is a very fearsome tower. And boy, howdy, does he kick your ass if you don't sneak.
What was his? Yeah, what was his official story? He was cursed to keep growing in a suit of armor he could never remove.
I think so. I never bothered to read the appendices just yet. I was going to get around to it eventually.
So yeah, he's trying to grow through a suit of armor. You can imagine how gruesome that looks.
Ugh. Now, is this mesh or
Plate.
that's slightly less bad?
Not with all the spikes poking out of it.
Slightly.
Yeah, he's the lead torturer of Barad-dûr. And believe me, he's got all sorts of different kinds of abilities that really make him a bitch.
Like what?
Well, I mean, he totally tries to play on your heartstrings by becoming your wife that died. And you know it's your wife, so you want to kill it. And so does Talion, which is good. Because Talion ain't taking that. But man, does he like to mess with you. I don't want to spoil it for you, man.
Mm.
It's an experience.
Spoilers, you're in Mordor, and there's shadows.
How could you?
It's kind of a
There's
jerk
only
move, man.
Okay, on a scale of 1 to Spec Ops: The Line, where does this fall?
I would put it Shadow of Mordor.
Thank you. That's helpful.
I would say it's been a really fun game to play, and I look forward to any DLC that might come out for it, because this is probably one of the few games I will actually buy the DLC for.
I actually picked up the season pass when it was on sale a few days ago.
Ah, I should have grabbed it. I didn't know
And the
about it.
game and the season pass together were on sale for like $45.
Well, I got the game as a Christmas gift, so
Ah.
I got it pretty much for the price of free.
The price of free.
He's a black Numenorian.
Fun.
Yeah.
Just like the mouth of Sauron.
Yeah.
Does he also have bad teeth?
Yeah.
No, I don't think he has bad teeth, and you can tell this very specifically because I don't think he has an upper lip.
How nice.
Do you think he has, like, the left toe of Sauron? He's got the black hand of Sauron. He's got the mouth of Sauron. Like,
The
Who's the butt
spleen
of
of Sauron.
Who's the butt of Sauron?
I think that would be the world.
Because that must be the worst job.
The left kidney of Sauron.
The butt of Sauron, I think that's Arda. Ha ha ha, nerd joke. Nobody?
That's
Nobody?
all for today.
I got it, but it was a bit of a stretch. Anyway,
For those of you that don't know, Arda is the name for the world in Quenya. Also, all the other languages. Look it up. It's in the appendices of the Silmarillion. Great book. Nerd.
We're just gonna let Jonathan continue talking. How many 4-second periods can go by and him just...
I don't think that was ever explained on camera.
I thought it was.
Pretty sure it was.
I think in the first week of episodes.
If not the first episode.
I thought that was
Yeah.
explained before the first episode, before we
No, I'm
started
pretty sure
recording.
we referenced it and actually talked about it.
You
in
had a
case
lot
you
of time to be talking, so
12 seconds is the amount of time it takes for the human brain to recognize
Rejection.
rejection. Thank you. I can never remember that word.
You seem to be
See?
facing a lot of it, though.
You're one to talk. So we done for the night?
Well, only depending if we're still doing the scoreboard.
No.
Nope. Minus a million, Pierre. You lose. Bye.
Okay.
No,
in
Dominic,
minus
you're
a
minus
million.
infinity. Alright, we'll do the scoreboard. Hey, Dominic, you're at -8 trillion. Everyone else, you get a point.
That's not how it works.
Yay. Yay. I want to see the screen where it just says Jonathan scores, and then we just get the real scores.
Yeah, I'd like to see the point where we get a screen. Oh, because Dominic doesn't do it. Alright, well, sorry for the shorter episode. We'll make up for it by
Going to sleep.
Right?
yay.
Uh,
Hey, it's not 3 o'clock and we're getting off.
no, it's just 2.
Not quite.
10
Yeah,
till.
it is too late.
Oh. And that's it for this episode.
It's officially
This
And we can
has-
continue to stall it.
This has been Jonathan.
Dominic.
And he hasn't been the one that's been drinking.
Not at
It
all.
rubbed off on the rest of us. This is Tim.
Oh my.
This has been Pierre.
And we'll see you next week. Bye.
Hi guys.
Good night, everybody.